Okay. Welcome, everyone. Today it is July the 9th, 2020, and it's Sandra Alexa here. I'm with GameChangerGameOn. It's a self-discovery book. It's all about relationships, the new model of relationship, and I'll tell you about that later. But today I'm very excited to interview my dear friend, Lisa Bradley, and she is from Mystic Moon Healing. And we met on our spiritual journey. It's amazing how synchronicity works.
Yeah.
Wherever you're meant, we've never met in person, but we've really connected. We do Gene Key classes together, and she's very, very gifted. Okay, so I wanted her to share what her gifts are and basically what she does. She's an intuitive healer. She's works with Enegymedicine, and she's a psychic medium. And I'm sure she's going to have a very powerful message today. Lisa, you're one of the only ones I didn't send like questions to or whatever, because I felt it would just happen, because this is a very important time right now. We just finished the eclipses and that, and we're moving into the last 6 months. And so I'll explain to them about how they can subscribe and after, because I want to get right into your energy. Okay. So if you can just give them a little bit of background about yourself, and I know you're married, and the things that you do, and a message.
Yeah. I'm Lisa Bradley. I live in Smithers, BC. It's a community, well, the town has 5,000 people. There's about 10,000 in surrounding area. I was born and raised in Edmonton, Alberta. I've lived in Smithers for about 17 years. And, you know, I'm a highly sensitive person. So growing up, I struggled a lot with anxiety, depression, this sort of thing. But I was always on the look for something to help me through that, right? Help me through that energy. I tried hypnotherapy. I did a lot of self-help books, this sort of thing. But what really got me going on my journey was I took a Reiki level 1 class. And, you know, you do the 21-day work on yourself, you know, the self-healing, that sort of thing. And something inside of me shifted so deeply that, you know, the anxiety, this sort of thing was really falling behind. And the more work I did on myself, the more my gifts started to emerge. And then it all snowballed from there. I took Reiki level 2 and 3 and became a Reiki master teacher, started taking bodywork classes, you know, theta healing, and all the while really just immersing myself in healing my own experiences, and, you know, just opened me up. And throughout my life, it's always been people coming to me and asking me for help, confiding in me, this sort of thing. So it seemed really natural that I start helping others on their healing journey. And, you know, especially now with everything being so intense, people experiencing really the collective energy of the fear that's going on, right? Being able to communicate with me how they're feeling, and me being able to help them move through that has just really been powerful.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned theta healing. What's the difference with theta healing, Lisa?
So theta healing is a meditative technique, and what it does is we look at, you know, past life beliefs, limiting beliefs that may be holding the person back. We can connect to the source, energy, universe, whatever the higher power is for you. we connect to that to help bring about healing, transformation for the person, for the client, for ourselves, sort of thing. But what I learned in taking all these different modalities was that because every individual is so unique and different, there's no one way that a session goes. I
Right.
trust in my connection with spirit, and I trust the energy that I'm feeling from the client, and we move through the session that way. So it could be I'm seeing pain in the body, and it's, you know, working through that pain and the emotions that are held in there from a past experience, just communicating with the body and the client that way. Sessions really can be like a talk therapy. Sometimes they can be just an energy type therapy. I meet people where they're at.
Right. And so, and this can be done on Zoom. We do not have to be in the same space as you, because you can connect um, through the ethers with the people. And I do have to say, I had a session with Lisa, and she's really good. And she actually, you actually seen some figures behind me and some different things. So she's very, very good. Okay. And I just feel that she's so gifted and she's so sensitive that I know that there's so many people that she would be able to work with. And for me, this whole idea of the YouTube channel, Lisa, is about Game Changer. And the bottom line is a relationship will make you or break you, that type of thing. But the very first relationship is with self. And all my life, I've been on a journey of self-discovery. And so working with healers help the self. And you might want to mention right now, we had talked earlier about the COVID and people being isolated and quarantined and that type of thing. And we have huge challenges with relationships right now. Okay. And so everybody's pointing the finger, but where does your healing start when you're in a relationship? And I do know that you're married and I haven't met your husband, but I just have a sense it's a very loving and healthy relationship. So maybe if you could address that type of thing, what the message you have for them while they're going through all of this stuff. They're not going to get better just by burning incense or
No.
running around
Have
on the
to do the work.
or writing intentions or that type of thing. It's not. And let me tell you what I know from astrology. The second half, we thought the first half of 2020 was tough. The first half was preparing us so that we can do the work to clear it off by December 20th and we move on. So if you have some special messages you can share with people on that.
Well, and I think what we had talked about before was with COVID, whether, you know, it's true or not, or, you know, how many people have it, this sort of thing. It's forced people to look inside, look inwards, and be together with the people we're partnered with, and see where, you know, we can maybe come together and work better with each other, because we're forced to be stuck
Right.
inside if we're not working this kind of thing. And I know a lot of people feel pressure because of that, right? Things aren't as going as smoothly as maybe they once thought because they were busy with their jobs and this sort of thing. But the most important thing, I think, and what I've learned during this time, is to look at self and say, okay, you know, what am I projecting onto my partner right now? What is something inside of me that I didn't get as a child, or, you know, growing up, that I'm expecting my partner to give me? So during that time, it's really just looking at yourself, making notes, you know, where
Right.
am I getting angry? Where's my anxiety? You know, what am I projecting onto my partner? I need to do this work on myself in order to, because it's not their fault,
No,
right? It all begins with us, like you said, the relationship with self.
Right. And another important thing, I think at the same time, and I'm thinking from an astrological point of view, because we have had Venus that was retrograde, and Venus is moving to a morning star, and Venus is all about love and beauty and value and worth. And so I think a lot of people are having to look at what their worth and their value is. That's always the big thing in relationship, but they're also seeing what the truth is. Yes, sometimes it's their fault in relationships, but other times there is a toxicity within the relationship. So it's about taking the rose-colored glasses off, getting your head out of the sand. But the only way you can do that is to do your own work, like your inner work, Lisa. And I think that's the most important thing. And relationships are going through major changes, okay? And we're going to go through even more because we're moving into the Aquarian age, where it's more about becoming a whole individual. So as a whole individual, then I can connect with my partner who's whole, which is left, right, brain, head, heart, hara, okay, and masculine and feminine. So we don't have any what I call in the book energy vampires, where they to be supportive of each other on this soul journey. And if that soul journey doesn't work out, it's to be able to, and that's where a lot of relationships are at, they have dissolved or uncoupled. And I say try and uncouple, and that's in Game Changer in the book, with honor and with respect. And then say, what did I in fact learn from this relationship? And as you say, you can work with somebody with maybe with past life and that type of thing, and that probably would come through and it would help their healing. Is that true?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. With the past life healings, because there's things that we repeat in this lifetime, right? And then when the past life is brought to our attention, okay, this is what I did here. This is what I'm here to heal or learn about myself to propel my soul forward. It can be really empowering for people, for them to move forward, especially within relationships. If they're always going for somebody who's abusive or somebody puts them down all the time, this sort of thing. It's a big,
it's like a pattern. And what did Albert Einstein say? I mean, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and thinking there is going to be a change. So if you do want to have a change, you need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, what am I doing to create what I'm creating? Okay. And the only way is going to be doing work on yourself.
Right. And looking at, I'll often offer different insights to people because they've looked at things, the same way their whole life, but then it's offering them a different way to connect with themselves, to connect with the outside world, and helping them to see that there can be a different way.
I like
it's
that.
not the thing. Yeah. Yeah. And it really, people just kind of, I never thought of it that way. And then I watch them and I see them grow and I see them shift. And it's truly, it's amazing to be able to work with people.
Yeah. Well, see, I think that's what I see in you. I see a gentleness and yet a strength. And I think it's not something, I tend to be sharper. Each person has their own way. Okay. But with you, it's a gentle and it's like power. There's a tremendous amount of power. There's a tremendous amount of insight you have. But I also would say that when to stop. When it's their work, that you can't do it from them. So you can't enable the person. Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
They actually have to do the work. And I know with a lot of healers or readers, a lot of people will keep coming back because there is no change. And eventually, I don't think it's good for the healer and I don't think it's good for the person. I will say to somebody, I would recommend somebody else. I can recommend somebody that you can go to if I can't help you shift and because that's basically what we're here for.
Okay. Absolutely.
So Lisa, when you were young, how did you know that you had these gifts?
Well, so I'll just say it.
Just say it. Just say it. That's what
So
I like. Truth.
from a young age, I would do things like, I had a hamster, for instance, and the hamster passed away. And my mom caught me outside, and I had my hands over the hamster, and I was saying a prayer, trying to bring the hamster back to life. Because in my mind, I knew that I had this power to be able to do this.
Okay. Okay.
So that's just something, yeah.
It's really about a connection with the divine, with aligning with the source. And so when you're doing your healing, okay, and that's another thing, is like a lot of people from an ego point of view, it's like, I'm the healer. To me, people that are healers like you, anybody that, any of the work I do, it's like coming through me.
I'm witnessing it being done. Yeah.
Right.
Right. It's a witnessing of the energy, watching, the magic sort of unfold in front of me and trusting in that energy. I don't believe in one universe, God, Jesus, this sort of thing. I just believe in it all.
Right. Yeah. It's all one.
Yeah. Love, that sort of thing. Unconditional love, Mother Earth, it all. But then it kind of progressed. When I was about 12 or 13, I started to see, like in the nighttime, I would be woken up and there would be a figure at the foot of my bed, sort of thing. I thought it was my younger sister, but it in fact wasn't. So those sort of things were happening to me. But then I sort of put it at the back of my mind.
Right.
Right. And then as I got older, into my teens, I knew that I was really sensitive. I'd have to be the one to get put in the hallway during taking tests and things because I could feel everybody else's anxiety.
Right.
I didn't know that at the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But as I grew older, I and taking the courses in self-discovery, I learned, being empath, highly sensitive.
Yeah. Basically,
Turning that into a gift, right? It took a long time for me to be able to realize that it was a gift.
yeah. Because for a lot of people, it's actually some people, until they realize it's a gift, they feel it's a real curse.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, it's one or the other. Lisa, I just had something come through for me right now. I don't know if you'd ever be interested in taking on a protege, but somewhere, I've got the goosebumps. There's someone, and I got them all down my legs now, which is really interesting.
Yes.
There's somebody, there's somebody that you would be very good to work as a mentor teacher, and they're waiting for you.
It's funny that, Sandra, I've had a couple messages of people, they want to take Reiki with me because I've taught the classes before, but there's another gal who messaged me, and it's much more than that.
Yeah.
Like she wants to learn about, because she's sensitive too, right?
Right.
Well, that's interesting, Sandra, that you picked that up. That's awesome.
But the bottom line is, it is so bad. I am full of goosebumps on my shoulders and down my legs. And when I used to live in Hawaii, the Kahuna ladies used to say that's spirit or chicken skin. And I had this thought as you were talking, and it was like somebody saying there's somebody that you need to work with. And I was going to say, it's not just Reiki, it's it's more, Lisa. So that's yeah. So anyway, and is there anything else you can share with people, like right now? What do you feel? Is there kind of like a message, or you want to say something about your relationship or any other work you do or anything?
Well, I think, what's really coming up with people lately, and myself too, is I know that things are scary in the world right now, but a lot of people are really feeling an overwhelming sense of peace because it's almost like we're going through, like everything's going to be okay, right? it's important for us to remember that everything's going to be okay. We're much stronger than we give ourselves credit for. I say that to everybody.
Right.
But yeah, I help people when they're having a hard time. And I'm honored to be a part of their journey.
Right.
And I'm, honored to have met you and connect with you, Sandra. I feel such a big connection with you. Just know that you're not alone. That's a big one.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's it too. And during these times, for me, I've had a lot of faith. I've thought this since 2007. I've been giving the message, knowing that we were going to end up in 2020, and I was shit. There's been quite a few big shifts, and so
we're doing it, baby.
I know, and everybody is. If they would just stop the fear and trust, everything is being cleaned. It's being purged. Okay,
yeah.
For the light to come through. It's actually a beautiful time. And so the first half of 2020, we've had a hard time in the next. But as I say, you and I talked before, is like, know what your lessons are, or figure it out. And I'm going to have all of Lisa's information on the hashtags so you can get a hold of her. I love you to death. You're genuine. You are so you're genuine, but you're strong. Like, you're soft, like you're kind of like a Bambi, but you're strong. And I think you have, I know you have the ability to shift. It's almost like a shapeshifter. You can work with them. You don't do it for them. You assist in their process of doing the shift as to what it is they need, because each person that will come to you will have a different need, Lisa. Okay.
Yeah,
and so I want to thank you. I want to welcome everybody that has taken the time to watch the video and joining us today. And here on Game Changer, as I said again, you can find out where the book is. It's right there on the little top of the YouTube. And everything is about self-discovery. That's my whole thing in life, is self-discovery, self-mastery, being self-sufficient, you don't have to be beholden to anyone, just to yourself and to the divine, because we come in alone, we leave alone when our breath is so important. And so underneath on the YouTube, there's it says see more. So there's actually a press release. There's my website, and the book comes in audio, ebook, and hard copy. And I also share planetary weather reports and interviews with incredible people like Lisa today. I love it. Okay, because everybody is unique, and everybody is there to help her, to be of help. And to me, that's the most important thing. Once you find your purpose, okay, is to be able to find your purpose and find your gifts, and then to be able to give to society, to be able to share your gifts and to be able to help them. And a lot of times it's just helping them to release what it is that they're locked, they're tight, they're just so they don't know, they're lost. I guess that's how I would put it, Lisa. Okay. Yeah, there's the press release, there's the link to my website, and hopefully you will like, comment, share, and I would appreciate it if you would subscribe. And I thank you for being here. And so we can just rub our hands really like this to get our energy going, hey? And I give you lots of...
Thank you, Sandra. Lots of love to you. It's been my pleasure.
Okay, perfect. And thank everybody. And like I say, check Lisa's information out and get a hold of her.
Yes, love to connect with you.